Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown.
Oh, you thought Meghan Markle couldn't possibly stir up more chaos than she already has? Buckle up, because what started with a seemingly innocent Instagram video turned into an absolute media inferno. Meghan didn't just spark a scandal, she lit up the whole circus tent, pulled up a chair at the center, and started juggling flaming torches of controversy while Netflix execs stood off to the side looking like they just walked into a disaster zone. It all kicked off with one video. Just one. A pregnancy-themed Instagram moment that was supposed to be touching. Instead, it exploded into an all-out PR nightmare. There she was, trying to deliver something meaningful, something emotional. But oh no, it didn't land that way. That video swept through social media like wildfire, torching everything in its path. Fans were confused. Critics were savage. The media, they had a feast.
Yeah, I said I'm pregnant, give the child support and pay my rent. Your opinion is irrelevant, cause I'm a baby mama, I can do just what I want to turn up. She a baby mama.
But this isn't just another oops moment in her long list of missteps. This time, the fallout slammed down like a hammer. Meghan's already shaky reputation got bulldozed. Her team looked completely unprepared for the backlash, and Netflix, they were left with third-degree burns. Insiders say even Netflix CEOs Greg Peters and Ted Sarandos were yanked into crisis mode, scrambling behind closed doors to figure out how one woman could flip their marketing strategy into a firestorm. And the real kicker? Meghan didn't flinch. She didn't delete the video, didn't apologize, didn't back down. Nope, she left it up like it was some sort of brave artistic statement. And just like that, she reignited the controversy, dragging Netflix right back into the eye of the storm. Now, whispers are growing louder. Could Meghan actually lose her Netflix show over this? To understand how high the stakes really are, you have to rewind the tape. Her show dropped on Netflix on March 4, 2025, and the reaction, let's just say, it wasn't flattering. Critics were brutal, calling it exhausting, queasy, and a total miss. One reviewer nailed it when they said the show felt like it was trying way too hard to look natural while clearly being staged with the effort of a Vogue-covered shoot. And then, oh Lord, came the pretzels. Meghan lovingly hand-packed pretzels into tiny personalized pouches like she was starring in a Pinterest daydream. The internet went wild. Jimmy Fallon caught wind and didn't hesitate to turn it into a joke, roasting the pretzels to a crisp. Suddenly, memes were everywhere. Meghan's moment turned into everyone's punchline. One Twitter user said watching Meghan pack snacks felt like witnessing Martha Stewart having a full-on identity crisis on camera. Another said it was like being trapped in an alternate universe where celebrities being granola bars can heal trauma. And honestly, that sums it up.
They don't know why. That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag. There's another bag. That confuses people.
To be fair, the numbers weren't a complete flop. The show pulled in 12.6 million viewing hours in its first week. But for someone who has headlines orbiting her like moons, that number hit more like a sleepy whisper than a thunderclap. It was fine. Just fine. Think of it as a lukewarm cup of tea at Buckingham Palace. Sure, it's served, but no one's reaching for a refill. Now here's the twist. Season 2 is already filmed. Yep, it's in the can. But don't start planning your watch party just yet. There's a strong chance it may never see the light of day. Netflix hasn't announced anything officially, but rumor has it they're quietly trying to pretend it doesn't exist. Just let it fade into the void. It's Meghan's PR team. Oh, they're working overtime. They're screaming that season 2 is alive, it's thriving, and it's coming soon. But let's be real, the energy feels completely off. When a show gets rushed approval for a second season before the first even finishes airing, that's not always a vote of confidence. It's more like a corporate Hail Mary. And it only gets more dramatic. Enter the celebrity chef drama. Yep, Meghan's show stirred up trouble in the culinary world too. A popular chef criticized the show, just a little shade. And suddenly there were whispers that Netflix threatened legal action to defend Meghan. A legal threat over a TV chef's opinion. Netflix, of course, denied everything, but the damage was done. And let's not forget Pearl. Remember her? Meghan's animated show that was supposed to empower young girls? That one got the silent axe too. It was pulled quietly, no fanfare, no goodbye. Turns out, controversial kids content doesn't sit well with corporate image management.
And with all that said, With Love, Meghan has to be the most insufferable TV show I've ever seen in my life.
And Pearl didn't just vanish gracefully. Nope. a British children's author came forward, accusing Meghan of stealing the concept from her own books. The author reached out. No response, not even a sorry, didn't realize, just radio silence. Meghan didn't flinch. No apology, no explanation, just her classic vanish and rebrand move. But oh, when she wants the spotlight, she grabs it with both hands. Take her appearance on Jamie Kern-Lima's show. Meghan showed up looking like a portrait of vulnerability. No makeup, soft lighting, a delicate shirt with her kids' names. The whole emotional toolkit was in full effect. She tearfully whispered about proving to herself she was enough. Insert sniffles. Add a dramatic pause. Cue the single glistening tear. Some found it touching. Others rolled their eyes so hard they almost saw their childhoods. Body language experts weren't buying it either. One claimed her blinking rate skyrocketed when Harry's name came up. Another said she was using classic acting tricks to fake cry. You can't make this stuff up. And let's talk about the show itself. With Love Meghan is labeled a cooking show, but honestly, it feels more like you've wandered into a pastel fever dream. Bees buzz around edible flowers. There's slow mammo tea pouring like it's an Oscar scene. And Meghan? She twirls around her Montecito kitchen like she just discovered cinnamon and wants to tell the entire world. The grand finale? Meghan looking right into the camera and whispering, "Here we go. It's a business." Girl, we know. The cookware line, the online shop, the dreamy kitchen set, it was obvious. The whole thing screamed product placement with a side of smug. Critics weren't impressed. They didn't call it charming, they called it out of touch, detached, like a luxury skincare commercial pretending to be therapy. One critic even said it was like watching someone froth oat milk and call it healing. Audiences weren't buying the vibe. The show didn't inspire, it alienated. But Meghan, she's unfazed. She's out in her garden somewhere sketching spoon designs, harvesting wildflower honey, and planning season 3 like the world hasn't turned her show into a meme. The memes keep rolling, but so does Meghan. And just when you think it couldn't get more humiliating, the reviews hit. And wow, the British press came in like a wrecking ball. The Times didn't sugarcoat it. They slammed the show for being not just too sweet and self-congratulatory, but for being worse than that. Yeah, worse than sweet. That's how far off the rails this thing went.
I am, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm not just saying this for rhetorical effect. I am physically nauseated watching that clip.
The Telegraph chimed in too, all doom and gloom, predicting a cringe implosion long before it actually happened. But the real cherry on top? The New York Post. They hit hard with a scathing review that basically said, pretty visuals, no substance, and Meghan Markle serving major I'm too rich to relate vibes. Ouch. And if you've been on TikTok lately, you know exactly what came next. Parody Central. People were recreating her soft-spoken voice, arranging herbs in slow motion, blinking dramatically while stirring chamomile like it was a potion of enlightenment. The With Love Meghan experience became a meme factory. Meghan became the face of secondhand embarrassment. Seriously? If cringe ever needed a mascot, it would be her holding a porcelain teacup and whispering affirmations to her succulents. But in the middle of all that chaos, guess what Netflix did? They greenlit a second season.
Yeah.
Despite the backlash, they said, let's go again. And the internet exploded. Again. Some people blamed the viewers for hate watching, but not everyone was hurling tomatoes. A few celebrities and woke media outlets rushed to her defense, saying the hate was rooted in something deeper. One article even suggested the backlash wasn't just about pretzels and teacups, it was about systemic bias. Others tried to spin it as Meghan spotlighting life's small pleasures. But let's get real. If small pleasures mean $800, 0 cents flower vases, and $14,000, 0 cents kitchen decor, most of us are apparently missing something huge. Meghan's lifestyle isn't exactly relatable, and audiences saw straight through it. The truth? Meghan's Netflix career is barely holding on, hanging by a delicate silk thread. And trust, there are plenty of people with metaphorical scissors in hand ready to snip that deal to pieces the moment they get the chance. Because Meghan wasn't just doing a soft rebrand, she was staging a full-blown PR rebirth. New image, new voice, new empire. But instead of blooming, it's crumbling. Even Joe Rogan got involved. From the moment Harry started that "just call me Harry" routine in the US, Joe wasn't buying it. He mocked the whole Duke of Sussex thing like it was a character from Clue. Sarcasm dripping, no respect. And when the drama over a wreath came out, yes, Harry reportedly had a meltdown because a wreath wasn't placed for him at a memorial. Joe pounced. He roasted the couple so hard it felt like they were a punchline in every episode.
You just can't keep faking it. It's too hard.
And that wreath drama, Joe dragged it right into podcast territory. He ripped into Harry, portraying him as a man lost in the LA fog, drifting while Meghan flourished in her handcrafted, lavender-scented bubble of curated calm.
Seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
I haven't heard that term in a while. She's a harlot. Almost.
She's, well, harlot's bad, right? She's just powerful.
According to Rogan, Harry's no longer the prince of anything. He's the lone follower in Meghan's personal brand cult. Not in love, not fulfilled, just isolated and slightly dazed in a sea of artisan jams and emotional monologues. And Joe didn't stop there. In another segment, he questioned America's obsession with the royals altogether. Why, he asked, are Americans still swooning over a family with that kind of history? You know, colonialism, empire building, all that charming stuff. He made it clear. Meghan's been riding that royal wave for years, but the water's getting real rough, and Netflix might just be looking for a lifeboat.
That's the big distraction.
That's the big distraction right there.
There's a war room, apparently, in England, where they're trying to figure out what to do.
Really?
I heard did you hear about that?
But Meghan wasn't slowing down. In fact, she was cooking up a whole new project, her lifestyle brand, as ever. It was full of elevated, everyday essentials. Think wildflower honey, herbal teas, minimalist packaging with script fonts, and prices that'd make your jaw drop. The products sold out in an hour. But the feedback? Brutal. Critics said it looked like she'd mashed together 3 different personas. Meghan the Duchess, Meghan the blogger, and Meghan the home goods mogul. And none of them fully landed. It was giving brand identity crisis, and just when people thought the drama was simmering, Meghan returned to Instagram with a dramatic, over-edited video of her writing 2025 in the sand. Peaceful? Maybe. But people quickly realized she'd filmed it multiple times to make it look spontaneous. And the comment section locked, of course. Because when you're expecting pitchforks, you don't leave the door open. Then came the jaw-dropping moment that had even her supporters raising eyebrows. Meghan visited wildfire victims and handed out Billie Eilish shirts. Not blankets, not water, not essential supplies, t-shirts with a pop star's face on them. It felt like something out of a mockumentary. The backlash was immediate and fierce. People called it tone-deaf, performative, and flat-out bizarre. Meanwhile, the royal feud overseas kept boiling. The firm wasn't having it. Sources say Prince William now regrets not cutting ties with Harry and Meghan back in 2020. These days, he's gone full ghost mode. No replies, no calls, not even a like on Meghan's Instagram sand drawing. King Charles still furious, especially after Harry's interview with the BBC, where he accused royal aides of endangering his family and even suggested Charles should step down. That one stung. Insiders say Charles considered it disgraceful and beneath royal dignity. So he did what royalty does best. He froze them out with ice-cold silence. Even Jason Knauf, William's former comms director, broke his own quiet to admit the feud had left him disheartened. But let's not sugarcoat this. We're way past family drama. This isn't a tiff. This is a full-blown royal soap opera, complete with betrayal, PR wars, leaked emails, and Netflix deals. And who's in the eye of every storm? Meghan Markle, always. Whether she's repackaging pretzels, whispering into teacups, handing out t-shirts to wildfire victims, or weeping on lifestyle interviews, one thing's crystal clear. Meghan's not fading into the background. She's not going quietly. And while she may have lost the palace, she's still fighting for the throne of public attention. How it ends, nobody knows. But with investigations swirling, public trust cracking, and the camera still rolling, one thing's certain. It's going to be messy.